Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the first state here at the Dover International Speedway, where tonight the Rivalz Blacktop Series gets ready to go for 100 laps here at the Monster Mile. This concrete 1 mile high banked race surface is going to put on an incredible race for you folks here tonight. As the field rolls off of the pit lane, we're about ready to go, and we're going to tell you about the starting lineup here. As I work on my video feed here, Will LaRue going to take it off from the pole position here tonight aboard car number 55. Bruno Pichette going to start alongside him on the outside pole in car number 227. Then we're going to have John Schweikart and Jim Smith Jr. will take it away from his best starting spot of the season in position number 4. Kevin Ridley is going to start 5th tonight alongside Daniel DeBlau. Claude Ferland, Gilliam Levesque on row number 4. Row number 5, Matt Kabasik and Trent Ringler. Row number 6 is Tom Senchek and Jean-Raphael Morin. Kyle Rochelle, Martin Davio, row number 7. Row 8, Frank Wary Jr., Mannix Richer, Dustin Payne, Casey Sawich make up row number 9. Row 10 will be George Savard and Bruno Pierre Pinchot, Sylvain Joly, Bruce Hilton, Adam Ross, Michael Ligori, Jeffrey Barker, Rick Scott, Ivan Hebert, and Steve Arvise. Stephen Goldner will round out your starting field. Green lights are on. We're underway here at Dover. Field working through turns 1 and 2 for the first time, and this has been the talk all night long tonight, was how easy were drivers going to take things. As we got this race started off here tonight, there was a long practice session here tonight before this race got started. And these drivers, that was the talk before the green flag tonight, was would people take it easy on the start, get some laps up on the board, get through that first fuel or tire run, and then race it out as we got toward the end of this 100-lap race. So far, so good as we're under green. Here, 3, now make it 2 laps on the board. 3 laps on the board. Getting just a little bit of a look at the field here as I've got color bars spread as they work into turns 3 and 4. Right now, your early race leader is the 55 of Will LaRue. And our first yellow flag of the night is on. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Here on lap number 4. First yellow flag of the evening coming out as they come down to click off lap number 5. So Will LaRue leads the pack. Bruno Pichette, the 227, currently in position number 2. John Schweikart running in 3rd. Kevin Ridley, who was the fast car in practice earlier tonight, timed in tonight with a 22.761. He currently rides in position number 4, and Claude Ferland right now in the 43. The Accent LED sponsored machine rounding out your top 5. One car headed down the pit lane. That's Trent Ringler aboard the 26 in the FSR sponsored ride. So that's the only car I see coming down the pit lane is Ringler. Not quite sure if this would be a strategy move or if he's just got an ill handle in race car right now. Talking to some drivers during the practice session tonight, it seemed as though tires were going to be a concern way before fuel would be a concern. The thought is possibly these drivers could go anywhere from 27 to 30 laps at the most on a fuel run, but they said that if you had an opportunity, you were no doubt going to want to come down the pit lane for tires before you ever thought about coming down for fuel. So yellow lights on here, 6 laps on the board. We talked about your top 5. Let's talk about the drivers running in positions 6 through 10 right now. Gilliam Levesque running in 6. Daniel DeBlau, part of the HRH Motorsports crew, up to position number 7. Actually has slid back a spot, started 6, running 7th. Jim Smith started in position number 4. He's dropped back to 8th, but still running in the top 10. His teammate, Matt Kabasic, in the 21, the K&N Filters ride. He started 9th. He's currently sitting in 9th. Jean-Raphael Morin in the 19 started 12th, and he's currently rounding out your top 10 cars. A couple other big movers here early on. Ivan A. Bear started 27th here tonight. He's up currently in position number 21. Callum McNichols started 29th. He's currently in position number 22. So both of those drivers, 6 and 7 spots gained since the drop of the green flag initially. Trent Ringler has fallen back to position number 23 after starting 10th. So we'll have to see how that plays out for him as this race goes on. Lights still on the Ford Mustang GT pace car. And I expect those lights will extinguish this time by coming off turn number 4 as we'll look for a restart next time by. Lights are off on the iRacing Ford Mustang GT pace car. We are going to go green flag racing next time by off turn number 4. So, drivers talking on that driver radio here in the server, pleading with drivers to really take it easy here. The big fear was that we were going to have a big one like you'd see at Daytona or Talladega before we got 25 laps into this race tonight. And I got to say, I've been pretty impressed with the drivers so far. And there's been a lot of give and take here early on as Will LaRue, Bruno Pichette, teammates out of the LaRue Racing camp, getting ready to bring us back to the restart zone. Coming off of turn number 4, Will LaRue going to bring us back to the drop of the green flag. He hits the hammer, and we're back underway. So LaRue will reclaim the control of the race through turns 1 and 2. Your top 5 cars all dropping into line. One car pulling out of line, taking a look down to the inside. That's the 18 of Gilliam Levesque. Levesque down to the inside of Furlan. He's going to crack into the top 5 for the first time tonight. So move Levesque up to the 5th spot here as we put lap number 10 on the board. 10 laps in, 90 laps to go. And right now, Gilliam Levesque starting to put some pressure here on Kevin Ridley for position number 4. As we watch these drivers streak into turn number 1, doing a great job here, racing for that 4th position. Ridley, who really preached in the practice session tonight, patience, and really taking care of those tires. As you see him move up to the middle lane, Levesque down to the inside. Levesque couldn't make it happen that time, as Ridley put the right sides on that little bit of a lip that there is here at this racetrack coming off of turn number 4. Ridley will clear Levesque off turn 2, and now Levesque will start to fall into the clutches of the 17 of Daniel DeBlau. So Daniel DeBlau, the HRH Motorsports Big Bacon Media sponsored number 17, back into position number 6. That's right where he started tonight, as he lost a spot to the 18 of Levesque. He gained that spot back by getting by Claude Furlan. And the field brings it off at turn number 4, is continuing to log laps here at the Dover International Speedway. Racing here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series here today at Dover. Next week we head to Charlotte before we go to New Hampshire, and then your final 3 races here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series will be Rockingham, California, and the Phoenix International Raceway. Should be some very, very exciting shows to close out this inaugural Rivalz Blacktop Series season. Out front, Will LaRue continues to have control of this race. In the LaRue Motorsports Can-Am sponsored number 55. He's got the double nickels through turn number 2. And down the back straightaway goes Will LaRue. He's got 2 of his teammates right there behind him. Bruno Pichette, the 227, the 1 of John Schweikart, and now they are battling for second spot as Schweikart takes a peek underneath of the 227 of Pichette. They'll race side by side into turn 1. New second place car, it's John Schweikart. So Schweikart moves up to 2, Pichette back to 3. Kevin Ridley's got plenty of space behind him. Riding in the 4th spot, Guillaume Levesque right now is 5th, but he is under fire from the 17 of Daniel DeBlau. So DeBlau trying to make a run here to crack into the top 5. Hasn't been able to make it happen just yet, but he's only just a car length off the 18 of Levesque as they race into turn number 3. And now Ridley takes a peek underneath Pichette. New 3rd place car off turn 4, it's Kevin Ridley. So Ridley in the Custom Works RC cars, number 20. Solid effort here so far tonight in that 20 machine. Ridley, who picked up the win last week at the Kansas Speedway, now will set his sights on the 1 of Schweikart. And now the battle from 4th on back is heating up, and they're making contact. Crash over in turn number 2. And actually, they didn't crash. Daniel DeBlau saved that car, and I don't know how. Wow. What an effort there by DeBlau to hold on to that race car. As he got together with, I believe it was the 18 of Levesque. He's going to lose a ton of ground here. DeBlau back to the 10th spot as they cross the line that time. And a tough break there for DeBlau in the 17, racing for a spot in the top 5. Will LaRue continues to lead out front. Last time by, had a lead of 1.9 seconds. Let's see what the lead is this time as Ridley's starting to close in on the 1 of Schweikart. 1.9 was the lead last time. This time it's a full 2 seconds. So 2.043 seconds the lead right now for Will LaRue. And if you remember the race last week, LaRue dominated last week as well. Pit strategy at the end of the race cost him dearly. And just a few weeks ago, out at the Michigan International Speedway, it was pit strategy and an error on pit road that lost the win for Will LaRue. So LaRue just trying to put a whole race together here tonight. Doing a great job so far. Last time by, now we get 25 laps on the board. The lead was 2.2 seconds, now make it 2.4. We're almost all the way through this fuel run, and Will LaRue is picking up 0.2 a lap on your 2nd place car, John Schweikart. Should be coming up, if we don't get a yellow, should be coming up on green flag pit stops here. And now the question will be, does anybody try to short pit here to try and gain a little ground during this upcoming round of pit stops? We will find out. So Will LaRue now stretching it out to a 2.7 second lead. He's got 4.2 seconds on Kevin Ridley. As we await the upcoming round of pit stops, and LaRue is on the gas. And we're starting to now just come into that window. Earlier tonight, polled a few of the drivers practicing. Their thoughts were a fuel run was anywhere from 27 to 30 laps. So we're now coming into that window of pit stops. And it will be for fuel. Of course, don't forget, we did have that brief yellow flag period, so it is possible that they're going to squeeze out a few more laps here that they gained on that caution. Kevin Ridley comes down the pit lane, first car to hit pit road. Going to try and gain a little track position here on the pit lane. So Ridley, 35 miles an hour down the pit lane here at Dover. Ridley down into the pit box. Hits it perfect, and here we go. 4 tires and gas for the 20 machine of Ridley. Got another car making their way down the pit lane, several boxes behind Ridley. But we're watching nice, clean 4-tire stop for Ridley. He's down and away. So your third place car hits the pit lane first. All eyes now on Will LaRue in the 55 and John Schweikart in the 1. Waiting to see when the teammates decide to hit pit road. So LaRue and the LaRue Motorsports Tronics Can-Am sponsored 55. Doing a great job here as he has stretched that lead all the way to 5.3 seconds. And he is just absolutely on cruise control right now as he slides by the 51 machine of Jeffrey Barker to put her lap down the field. And I believe the one of Schweikart has hit the pit lane. Schweikart is on pit lane, 4 tires and gas for Schweikart. As we cover your pit stop here for the second place machine. Oh, Schweikart. I think Schweikart had an issue on the pit road. He's now down and away, but that pit stop took much longer than we expected. Will LaRue now on the pit lane in car number 55. So the race leader now chooses lap 35 to hit the pit road, as they have put many cars a lap down already in this race. And now here we go with the pit stop. His teammate Bruno Pichette just behind him in the pit stall number 2. LaRue, 4 tires and gas, 4 Goodyears, Sunoco Racing Fuel for the LaRue Motorsports 55. 4 tires, gas, down and away. And LaRue will control the race here aboard car number 55. Little race off of pit road there with a 24 of Michael Ligori. But LaRue coming up through the gears. And he will assume command of the race. Oh, but LaRue's coming back down the pit lane. Brad, I think he had a penalty. I think LaRue was speeding on the pit lane, and here he comes back down pit road.
Oh, that's such a costly mistake, especially right now. Although he may get lucky with it being early enough in the race, he may be able to get away with it and recover, but we've had 37 green flag laps so far, so that's a huge mistake on that driver's part.
Absolutely, and Brad, just before he hit the pit lane the second time now, I thought I saw Kevin Ridley coming up on him, and I think Ridley played the pit strategy perfect, as he did gain track position by short pitting there before the rest of the leaders came down, and that's going to give him the lead to the race here once it cycles back around.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call on their part. A little bit of, whoa!
Uh-oh.
Your leader, Ridley, just got taken out.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that was a lap car there or or what was going on there, but that is not good for Kevin Ridley. He's lost the whole front end off that car.
Yes, he did. The entire nose has been ripped away from the machine. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to try and take a look at it. I know Brad's going to get it up here on the replay for everybody to see. Brad, once you get the replay, you'll have to walk us through it here. I'm going to try and take a look myself. Oh, wow.
So as you see, as Ridley's coming down the backstretch, he's got the car, the 01, I believe it is, below him. I'm not sure if that's a lap car or what car that is exactly, but they made contact off of 4. They got my attention, and then I don't know if Kevin was coming down to say, you know, just setting up for a line in the 01, just not giving him any room there, or what that situation was, but I can tell you one thing, it's definitely not a good situation.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not when you wreck the leader of the race. Not very good at all. That's going to give the lead of the race here to Claude Furland. And Brad, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not sure that Furland has pitted yet. Or if he did, maybe they made a strategy call when they came down the pit road as well.
It does show that he's made 1 pit stop so far. I'm not sure what lap that was on, but our timing and scoring with NASCAR is showing as a 1 pit stop so far.
All right. All right, we're going to step aside here. We're going to go side by side here at the Dover International Speedway. Stay tuned.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRace, GeForce TV has you covered.
Welcome back, race fans, to the Dover International Speedway here in Dover, Delaware, where we've had a little bit of a technical difficulties with our video, and appreciate the fans that let us know that we had a problem. We did not realize on our end that we had a problem, so thank you very much. That's why I love the racing community so much, and thank you very much for your patience while we got things rebooted and restarted here. We are coming up on the stage break. Now, we're under the yellow flag here on lap number 46. And what is going to happen, typically there is a stage break halfway through the race. And the top 10 at the time of the stage break earn stage points during that stage break. However, we're under yellow flag right now. We're only about 5 laps away from when that stage break would have taken place. So because of that, we're not going to have a stage break. At lap 52, the top 10 drivers in the running order will receive stage points. That coming from tonight's race director, Martin Davio, here with us tonight. One of the founders of the league here. So here we go. Everybody getting double file here for the restart. If you're just joining us or just coming back with us, Kevin Ridley had the lead of the race after a pit strategy call. Got roughed up on the front straightaway and completely destroyed the front end of the 20 machine. He's going to restart here in position number 20. Long way to go for him. Up on top of the leaderboard right now is the 43 of Claude Ferlin. He's going to start alongside the 11 of Tom Senchak. Kyle Rochelle, Frank Wary, Jamal, James Smith Jr. Right now, your top 5. He'll start alongside Mannix Richer. I'll tell you, folks, the top 10 in this race has all been jumbled up after that incident with Ridley. Will LaRue had a penalty. He had to come down the pit lane. LaRue now 2 laps down to the field. Back to green flag, and I'm telling you, folks, the whole outlook of this race has gotten shaken up here in the last 15, 20 laps. We welcome you back here to coverage of the race. And here we go. They are racing through at turns 3 and 4, coming down to the line to put lap number 49 on the board. 3 more laps until the top 10 drivers earn stage points here. As they are racing down the back straightaway. Good battle here for position. That's Martin Davio, the 81, and the 17 of Daniel DeBlau. DeBlau's already had himself. Oh, look at Davio! Sideways up at turn number 4. He gathers it back in, but he's going to lose a ton of track position. Oh, what a close call there for Davio in the 81 machine. As it almost came all the way around on him. He'll gather it back in. We'll continue on here under the green flag. What a save there by Davio. As now he'll get a contention for spot here from the 18 of Gilliam Levesque. Levesque will take the spot away. Now here comes Bruno Pichette as everybody trying to run train here on Martin Davio down the back straightaway. Matt Kabasic will now dive down to the inside lane. As Pichette alongside the 81 of Davio battling there for position. And now here comes Matt Kabasic trying to take a peek down low. Davio will shut the door, and for the time will stop the hemorrhage of positions there for the 81 machine. As you ride on board here with Matt Kabasic out of the Seneca Falls, Waterloo area. Teammates with Frank Wary, Jim Smith, Adam Ross, and Kevin Ridley. As you get a great view overhead from the 3.9 aerial media drone. Now they come up on the 08 of Sylvan Jolie, the Accent LED lighting. Number 08 and Davio all over the back bumper of Jolie as they dive down into the corner. They'll bring it through turn 4. You see John Schweikart all the way up on the top side of the speedway. Excuse me, no, that's Schweikart just behind them. That's the 24 of Michael Ligori. And now they're battling side by side behind these drivers as you've got Trent Ringler there as well. Meanwhile, battle for the lead up front. Tom Senchak all over the back bumper of Claude Ferlin. Battle for the race lead here on lap number 55. 55 down, 45 to go. And we've got a battle for the top spot. Senchak about a half a car length behind Ferlin as they dive down off the banking into turn number 3. Furland all the way to the top side off turn number 4, and Senchek about a groove lower. And now you'll watch it again. Senchek trying to set him up for a corner exit pass. Couldn't make it happen that time. And Furland will hold on to the lead. So Furland in the Accent LED Ford Mustang leads this pack off turn number 4. Right now running in position number 3 is the 15 of Kyle Rochelle. Frank Guerri Jr. right now running in 4th. In the 113, the Alpine Stars sponsored ride out of Seneca Falls. Battle for the lead into turn number 3. New race leader, it's the 11 of Tom Senchek. So Senchek will take the lead here on lap number 58 officially.
And I'll tell you, Steven, that's a really good move on Claude Furlan. I think he could definitely tell that Senchek had the faster car there. And there's no point in burning off your set of tires, a brand new set of tires. You know, the guy's faster than you. You can still, obviously he's not pulling away in leaps and bounds, so let the guy go, catch him later. You know, basically it's that whole mentality of live to fight another day. You know, if you try and battle him, you may end up in the wall or, you know, worse, out of the race.
Absolutely. John Schweikart down the pit lane. He was slow all the way around the racetrack. Schweikart down the pit lane. I don't know if he's got a mechanical issue, if he ran out of gas, or what the situation may be. But one of the drivers that was racing in the top 5 at the beginning of this race finds his way down the pit lane. Now we've got a battle for position as Frank Guerri down to the inside of the 15 of Rochelle, and Guerri now up to position number 3. So Frank Guerri, the Fred's Fabenfold 113 driver, who admittedly said in practice tonight, I don't have anything for these guys tonight. He didn't even think he was going to make it 10 laps into this race. Every driver was talking about the fact that we could have a big one right off the drop of the green flag tonight, and Guerri's opinion of it was he's going to be right in the middle of it, and look at him now running top 3 as we get through the second half of this race. Daniel DeBlau takes a spot away from the 15 of Rochelle as you watch out the back bumper of Frank Guerri. Now Guerri is teammates there with Kevin Ridley, Jim Smith, Adam Ross, Matt Kabasic. And that team has had speed all night long tonight. Jamal and Ridley started in the top 5. So they've definitely got a fast ride here, as now Rochelle in the 15 gonna hit the pit lane. Gonna try and gain some ground here, gain some track position by short pitting. And here comes Kyle Rochelle for his second pit stop of the evening. Meanwhile, your leader's starting to catch lap traffic, as Brad will keep his eye on the 11 and the 43. I'll keep my eye here on the 15 of Rochelle on pit road. As now Furlan really putting pressure on the 11 of Senchek. Rochelle hits his pit box perfect. 4 tires and gas, going to be the call for the 15. As now Michael Ligori will wash up the racetrack and allow the leaders to go by. Rochelle down and away here on pit road. Frank Guerri loses the 3rd spot to Daniel DeBlau, as we're watching the battle up front here with your leaders between Furlan and Senchek, 11 and 43. Furlan, the Accent LED Ford Mustang. Senchek, the Budweiser-sponsored Chevrolet Camaro, just ahead of him. Oh, look at Furlan close right up to the back bumper. My goodness, these guys are battling close here. 33 laps to go, coming down to put lap number 68 on the board. 68 in and 32 to go now for Tom Senchek, your 4th leader of the race here so far tonight. And Furlan really closes up on him on the entry to the corner, as Senchek doing a little bobbing and weaving off turn number 2. Furlan's definitely, Brad, looks like he's got a long run car tonight. It's interesting, Furlan fired off pretty well, and then in the middle of the run, kind of struggled a bit, and now it's coming back to life for him.
Yeah, it definitely seems like his car definitely gets better over the long run, and it's kind of, I feel like it's also one of those situations where it's almost a cat and mouse kind of situation. I'd rather be the cat chasing the mouse than the mouse being chased by the cat.
Absolutely, as Furlan takes the lead. Another lead change here, still been 4 race leaders here tonight so far. And Claude Furlan will take it back here in the 43. Senchek will fall back to second. Now the question will be, when do we see the leaders make their way back down the pit lane? Daniel DeBlau came down the pit road aboard the 17. He has made his pit stop and rejoined the pack. As drivers starting to warn each other about pit stops upcoming. Ivan Bears slid up to position number 4. Trent Ringler, we haven't talked a lot about him tonight. He's made 5 pit stops so far tonight, currently riding in position number 5. Jeffrey Barker will pit from the 6th position as we continue to watch your leaders up front. And here comes Tom Senchek down the pit lane. He'll bring the Budweiser number 11 Chevy Camaro, and now here comes Frank Guerry Jr. Guerry will bring the Fred's Fab and Fold 113 down the pit lane. He's going to follow Jeffrey Barker 35 miles per hour down the pit road here at Dover. So Guerry, 4 tires and gas will be the call for the cranker out of Seneca Falls. Dirt Sportsman driver out of the Land of Legends Raceway. Oh, he missed the pit box. Had to throw it in reverse and back it up. So Guerry's going to lose a little time on pit road, and Brad, we talk about it, seems like week in and week out. It doesn't seem like a lot, but 2 seconds on pit road could be a straightaway at least here at Dover.
Yeah, with it doesn't take very long to get around Dover, so a 2-second gap on pit road, as you see Claude Furlan get a little high there going through turns 1 and 2. A 2-second mishap on pit road could actually, oh wow, whoa, wow,
oh!
That was close. Claude Furlan put himself in the worst position you possibly could right there, getting stuck on the outside of the faster cars trying to make it to pit road. I saw he lock up the tires coming to pit road. Let's hope he didn't get a speeding penalty on the entry there.
Yeah, that was he had him locked right up, man.
And
Makes you wonder.
It's funny, you talk about that 2-second penalty, or that 2-second mishap for Guerreri. It's a little mishap on the track like that for the leader, that it's kind of an equalizer.
Absolutely. As Furlan on the pit lane, and boy, he had absolutely no control of that car coming on the pit lane. Was just taking a peek at his in-car replay as he now comes down off the pit lane. We'll see how much that time cost him here in this cycle of pit stops, as he'll now drop the hammer off turn number 2 and blend back onto the racetrack. Boy, it doesn't look like it hurt him that much, as he's still going to have the 11 of Tom Senchek right there behind him. As the field will come down across the line. Right now, Guillaume Levesque shown as your leader in car number 18. Levesque's made 3 pit stops here tonight. So, Brad, I have a feeling that Levesque and Rochelle gained all that time when Furlan had his issues coming onto the pit lane. Let's take a peek and see how many pit stops Rochelle's made. He's had to have made at least 3 so far. As you're watching Rochelle, he's made 2 pit stops. So Rochelle, I assume, still has to come in.
Yeah, Rochelle's definitely going to have to come in with a pit. I don't see there's any way of making that pit strategy work. However, Guillaume Levesque I could almost see, you know, if you can get a full 30 laps out of it. I know we haven't had a lot of caution laps, but those 2 caution flags right in a row, you may be able to stretch it depending on when he took his last bit of fuel. He may be trying to stretch it and trying to count on maybe some late race yellows here.
The big question I have is, if, you know, we're down to 20 laps to go in this race, so the big decision is going to be, if we get a yellow flag here in the final 20 laps of this race, do you come down the pit lane or not? The drivers I talked to earlier tonight said, apps, anytime you can come down and get 4 Dr. Feelgoods, you got to get down here and get them. But that being said, Brad, if half the cars decide to stay out and the other half comes in, maybe you could make it work, depending on how many laps are left to go.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a gamble. You know, it's almost like a situation that we saw play out a couple weeks ago with the Cup Series. You know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yellow lights are on.
Kind of one of those situations that if you come to pit road, nobody else will. If you don't come to pit road, everybody else will, and you're 4 tires against old tires.
Ask Ryan Blaney how that worked out. So here we go. Yellow lights on here with 18 laps to go. And folks, you know, this could be decision time, or it could be a no-brainer. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea what these guys are going to do here. But what I can say is it is going to be entertaining to watch regardless, because if it's a no-brainer to these guys and they come down the pit road, but, you know, here again, Brad, you've only got 12 laps on your tires so far. Is that going to be enough to incentivize these drivers to come down the pit lane? Only 12 laps on the tires. They should have enough gas to go the rest of the way, especially now with this yellow flag. So fuel, it really is, in my mind, fuel's out of the question right now. That's not a concern. The question is, who wants tires and who doesn't?
I'm kind of feeling like if I were in this race and I were anywhere from 4th or 5th place on back, if I felt like I had a good car, I would kind of watch those guys in front of me. If the front 2 or 3 guys, the leaders, come in and take tires, I'm taking tires. If the front 3 or 4 guys don't come in, I might risk it and come in and get those tires, because 12 lap tires, that's a big difference here at Dover. Tires could mean that much. It's kind of a fly by the seat of your pants, though.
So, oh, here he comes!
Wow.
Oh, now, Brad, was that too late of a decision? You saw the commitment line, and now that's painted on the track, but is that an iRacing thing?
As far as I know, it is not. The actual line that you have to hit is the first line that starts actual pit road. I don't believe the commitment line is a rule here on the iRacing platform, but it'll be interesting to see. But I'm pretty sure the pit road starts at that first line where the front stretch wall starts. Okay.
Gilliam Levesque in here for 4 tires and fuel. He hit the box perfect. Down and away. 4 tires and gas for Gilliam Levesque. And Claude Furland. Oh my goodness, guys. Claude Furland was running 2nd in this race, and I'm telling you, everybody under the sun came down the pit lane. Furland, the 08 of Sylvain Joly. Joly, who started 21st on this field, right now running 2nd. We're going to wait for him to come across the start-finish line here to really reset the whole field. But my goodness, what a development here.
Yeah, that could be that situation. I think Gilliam Levesque should get an Oscar for that performance right there.
No doubt. And Brad, he made the decision to turn down the pit road at the last possible second. I mean, he could not have cut that any closer than he did.
And by the looks of it right now, we're showing him and the scoring is running in the 10th position. And I'll tell you, with 16 laps to go here, maybe 13 laps to go when we get the green again. Actually, they're going double file. We're going green right now. 15 laps to go. I'd be worried if I were Claude Furland.
Well, he's got a lot of guys that are on old tires there too. Now, the driver, Brad, that I think we got to keep our eye on here is the 11 of Tom Senchek. He's going to restart in position number 5. I don't think that he beat Levesque off pit lane. I almost wonder if Levesque had a penalty of some kind, because he's got to restart in position number 10. It looks like he had to go to the tail of the longest line of lead lap cars as we come back to the green. Sylvain Joly, Claude Furland back to green here at Dover with 15 laps to go. Make it 14 to go as they cross the line that time. Furland out to a comfortable lead here right off the drop of the green. And we're going to see how this race plays out. Is tires going to be what it took to get the win? Tom Senchek right there in the center of your screen in the red Budweiser number 11. He's the first car on 4 tires. And he is chewing up here through the top 5. As Senchek on the back bumper of Joly, and look at him eat him up off the corner as he'll now close in on the 227 of Bruno Pichette. Pichette right now the best running of the LaRue Motorsports machines, running in second in the 227. Oh, look out, they're 3 wide on the front straightaway, and now we're crashing just across the start-finish line. Yellow lights are on, and Claude Furland just watched his strategy call go up in smoke, Brad. That is going to absolutely ruin what could have been a race-winning move for Furland.
Yeah, you know, he was really starting to put a gap on the pack there, which is the last thing Senchek wanted. But you know, those cautions breed cautions, and here at the mile here at Dover, it's just one of those things that now he's going to have Senchek right on his back bumper, and I think at this point you really can't even consider pitting at this point. Yeah, no,
at this point, Brad, you've made your bed, and it's time to curl up with a pillow and sleep in it, because, you know, you can't pit now. I mean, you could, but if you pit now, you're going to fall all the way back to the 11th spot with less than 10 to go. So at this point, you know, if I'm Claude Furland, as we've got one car choosing to come down the pit road, I think that might have been Trent Ringler in the 26 machine. Nope.
No,
Levesque
it actually looks
18.
like Guillaume Levesque. I'm back on. You know that? No. I almost want to say that could be a good call, but I don't think it's going to be a good call with all of the cars still on the racetrack. But for Claude Furland, I mean, at this point we are chewing up some laps off the end of the race here.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's got some pretty good firing speed in that car when he first fires off on the restart with a clean track. But I think at this point it's all really going to depend on how fast Senchek can either clear the traffic or get right back to his back bumper.
Now Senchek is going to have about 5 laps or so on his tires, Brad. Is it going to be important for Senchek to get up there, battle for the lead, and make the move early? Because it seems to me the longer they go on those tires, the lower and lower the chance is going to be for him to be able to make a move with fresher tires. I mean, fresher tires only going to last so long.
If I remember right from our conversations, I believe Furland probably has 10 to 12 lap older tires.
Yeah.
Senchek's got the new burned off the tires he's got now from his last pit stop, so those are probably getting ready to come in, or at least really close to firing off really well here. I think the biggest thing that Senchek could do right now is clear the traffic, get onto the back of Furland's back bumper, and you know, I don't think you necessarily have to make a move until the closing laps if it comes down to it. But the best thing Senchek could do right now is get on that back bumper and just start pressuring Furlan to make a mistake, overdrive the car, and you know, just capitalize on the new tire versus old tire.
Let's take a run down through the top 10 drivers as they run right now. Actually, we'll go through the top 11 as we've got 11 cars on the lead lap. Claude Furlan right now the leader of the race in the Accent LED, sponsored number 43. Bruno Pichette, the LaRue Motorsports 227, running in second. Third right now is Tom Senchek in the Budweiser sponsored number 11. Running fourth is Kyle Rochelle, who about halfway through the race made his way up into the top 5 of this race. He runs fourth. Sylvain Joly using the strategy call with the teammate Claude Furlan right now rounds out the top 5 in the Accent LED 08. Frank Guerri, who came into this race with probably the least amount of confidence out of any of the drivers here in the top 11 positions. He currently runs 6th in the Fred's Favenfold 113. Bruno Pierre Painchaud, we haven't talked about him all night long, right here running in position number 7, and you just got to give yourself a chance here at the end. Trent Ringler, he's made 7 pit stops tonight. Currently runs in position number 8. Mannix Richer running in 9th. Running 10th is Gilliam Levesque. And just now getting the free pass in the K&N Filters number 21 out of Seneca Falls. That's Matt Kabasic. So here we go.
You know, Stephen, I was talking that it may not have been a real good idea for Levesque to hit pit road there, but he actually hit pit road. Now he's going to have fresh tires for the end of the race, and he didn't lose any positions.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I mean, he didn't lose hardly any track position at all. He's got the freshest tires out of anybody, but I think for that to pay off, it's got to go green the rest of the way. I really do. He's going to have to come from 10th. Furlan, Pichette will bring him back to the green off turn 4. The first car with tires from lap 82 is Tom Senchek, and we're back under green. Green lights are on. Who's it going to be here at Dover? Senchek, oh, look out, they're 3 wide, and they make contact. Pichette's around. He's going to gather one. They're going to go nose first into the wall. Kyle Rochelle on the driver radio saying, taking responsibility. And he is hearing it from Martin Davio over the driver radio. And Brad, if we get a chance to take a peek at this, we want to watch. You can see the 15 of Rochelle was already 3 wide before they got to the start-finish line. And that is a big no-no here on the restarts. You have to be in line on the restart, and unfortunately for Trent Ringler and Bruno Pichette, that's essentially going to end their race tonight. We're going to watch one more look at it here on the restart, and you can see Rochelle trying to dive up through the middle. Pichette may have spun the tires, but you can't make that move until you get past the start-finish line. Contact there as they were 3 wide. Pichette into the fence, and Trent Ringler nowhere to go.
Yeah, that
got big in a hurry.
Not a very good move. You know, obviously these guys want to get going, and it looks like maybe Pichette just didn't get quite as good of a restart as Rochelle did, but got to stay single file before you or until you hit the start finish line there. So really unfortunate for Pichette and everybody involved. But I wonder how Claude Furlan's got to be feeling now with Tom Senchek right up on him now.
Yeah, they're going to start side by side on the front row. And Brad, here's something else to consider. You've got the 2 cars that have the oldest tires on this restart, both starting on the inside lane. Tom Senchek's got to be feeling pretty good about where he's sitting, but Brad, if you're Frank Guerri Jr. right now, you got to be pretty happy where you're sitting too, because the guy that's got as fresh of tires as you do is lined up right in front of you on the outside lane, and, you know, this is going to get real interesting here because, you know, the older these tires get, it's going to be real hard for these guys on this restart.
You know, I think Darrell Waltrip may have coined this term, but Frank Guerri Jr., he's in the catbird seat right now. Because if these two guys get up there, or actually it may have been Larry McReynolds, I couldn't tell you. It sounds like I'm Larry McReynolds now that I say it, but he's in the position now where if Senchek and Furlan decide to really go at it, you know, I think Frank's got the fresher tires, obviously over Sylvain Joly. So Frank, you know, either way you look at it, you know, even if you do finish out the race where you're running a top 3 in the league here is a really big accomplishment for those guys, and especially for Frank coming into a race with so little confidence in himself. But he may be in the position where, you know, keep your nose clean, clear Sylvain Joly, and see what happens.
Well, you know, the way Frank looked at it earlier tonight, hearing him talk about it, he said, you know, the first 3 or 4 races, including the recruitment races, he said, we ran great. We had solid runs in the first 3 or 4. Then you turn around, you run the next 3 races, and he goes, I can't finish any of them. I get involved in other people's stuff. We had a bad night. We had a miscue at Daytona, which, you know, they were running the strategy perfect. They didn't realize that the pit lane was closed when they were getting ready to come back to the green. So they all had a perfect strategy that didn't get it to play itself out. And, you know, it's just been rough here these last 3 or 4 races for Guerri. But, you know, for as bad as he was down on himself earlier tonight, man, what a way to turn this around. And we'll see how it finishes out here. Obviously, there has been some attrition here tonight. Although I would say the attrition didn't come nearly as early as we thought it was going to this evening.
No. And, you know,
a lot of drivers thought we weren't going to make it through the first lap.
We're really starting to get close to that little birdie on your shoulder that says green, white, checkered here. This is not an official green, white, checkered attempt here, as there will still be 3 laps to go, but we're starting to get close.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Go time is now. Claude Furland, he will control the restart, so he will start this race, but will the tires stick? Do the tires spin? Does Senchek stick right with him here on the restart? Coming down to the line for 3 laps to go. Coming back to the restart zone. Claude Furland hits the gas. We're back underway. And Furland with a great restart here at Dover. They'll race down into turn number 1. Senchek about a couple car lengths there behind him. Guerri falls back into line here on Sylvain Joly, and he is all over him down the back straightaway. Guerri takes a peek down to the inside for the 3 spot. They're going to race it out through turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Claude Furland is, Joly able to hold him off there, off of turn number 4, but Guerri down to the inside will take the 3 spot into turn number 3. The cranker's up to 3rd, and now here's the battle for the lead. Coming to the line this time to take the white flag. Can Tom Senchek make a move? Oh, you see him closing in on Furland. Furland holding the pretty wheel off turn 4. White flag is out, presented by 3-9 Productions. 1 mile to go here at Dover, and Furland's looking pretty good, but he got loose off turn 2, and here comes Senchek. Senchek down the back straightaway, battling into turn number 3. Senchek
he puts the bumper
to Furland. Furland holds on to the race car up turn 4, and Claude Furland is going to win at Dover. What a finish. Senchek laid the lumber to him in turn number 3, and Furland held on to it like a dirt track racer would. What a finish. Wow.
I'll tell you, just what an incredible bit of driving here by all of our drivers here in the series. But how about a hand to Tom Senchek? He could have easily just bombarded him, took him into the left rear corner and took him out and gone on to get the easy win, but he didn't. You know, I have to applaud him. That was definitely a sportsman class act, and he definitely deserved that 2nd place finish tonight.
Furland gonna celebrate here on the front straightaway, and Brad, you're right. Senchek gave him a shot going down into turn number 3. Furlan gathered it back in. Senchek gave him another shot, and Furlan held on to it a second time, and you can't do it any better than that. As we've got 2 donut celebrations going on down here on the front straightaway.
Hey man, sometimes a 4th place finish is just as good as a win.
No kidding. All right, folks, we'll step aside here. We'll get all of our drivers lined up here, and we will talk to them in victory lane. Stay tuned. You're watching coverage of the Rivalz Blacktop Series as we'll go side by side here for just a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Dover International Speedway, where tonight we just had a thriller of a finish. Here at Dover, we're going to talk to your top 3 finishers. We're going to go down and hit the pit lane, and we will start with the driver who finished in position number 3 tonight. And if there was any driver that was down on himself as much as Frank Guerri was, I'm not sure who that guy was. Frankie, man, a hell of a run to finish 3rd tonight. I know you didn't have a lot of confidence in practice, but, man, you got the job done here at the end of the day.
Yeah, thanks. Just a lot of luck. You know, Kevin built me a pretty good setup, but I didn't have the speed right away like a couple of those guys had. Just I was consistent through runs, and in practice I just got over it, you know, and I'm like, it is what it is. And I thought this race was going to be pretty bad, but we got a couple long green flag runs, and that's kind of what put me in the position to be able to run in the top 5. That and everybody, all the good guys reckon, so appreciate that.
It was a tough night for those guys for sure. And, you know, there was a couple of practice runs in practice tonight that didn't put a lot of green flag laps together. I have to be honest with you, I was very surprised to see as long a green flag runs as we saw early in the race tonight.
Yeah, I think all of us on the team were too. You know, me, I started in the middle. I just wanted to be cautious, and I wanted to try to make it to the end. So when we got that long green flag run, it really helped save them tires, and you know, I was real fast at the end of that. So really got to thank Kevin for building me the setup, and Adam, Jamal, Cubes, all them guys. Thanks.
We saw a big pit strategy call with everybody there in the top 10 late in the race. At one point, the leaders, everybody had about 12 laps or so on their tires. Everybody but the top 2 cars came down the pit lane. Was there any question in your mind about coming down pit road at that point?
Nah, I was talking with Kevin, and, you know, we decided we were going to pit, and this track is just so tight and slick, and tires fall off so quick that I wanted to have some fresh tires on there for that last run.
Well, they definitely paid off, man. Great job here tonight.
Thanks, bud. It's been a lot of fun, you know. Some weeks suck, but this is a good one up.
Absolutely. The way, the season has gone, where you've strung together some good runs and have had a few weeks to struggle, this has got to feel pretty good. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there's Frank Wary finishing in position number 3 here tonight. And now we're going to bring in the second place finisher. That, of course, Tom Senchak here tonight. Tom, I'll tell you what, man, Brad said it on the broadcast perfect here tonight. You had every opportunity to just haul down into turn 3 and dump Claude for the win, but you gave him a couple shots, he gathered it back in, and at the end of the day, you come home second here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it didn't cross my mind, but I don't want to take both of us out at the same time. I am so surprised how well he did on those old tires. Congrats to him. It was a very, very fun, long, frustrating race, especially there at the end.
Sure. That's got to be the story, I think, tonight, is everybody's got to be surprised at how well he did on 12-lap older tires than everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. When everybody else came down, to be honest with you, I wasn't going to come down on that one caution until I saw the second place car come down. And once I saw him come down and saw everybody else come down behind me, it's over. I thought I definitely was going to have him, especially on the restarts, because if he spun his tires, that was going to be one problem. But he was a missile on those restarts, and it was just, maybe if I had 1 or 2 more laps, I might have been able to get him, but props to him for keeping that under him.
No doubt about it, man. You guys put on such a great battle, and at one point you were leading this race, before we got down to the end, so you had a solid piece all night long tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We worked on the setup all week. Once the green flag pit stops came, I knew that I burnt my tires out, so I kind of wanted the short pit, but I didn't want to short pit too much where his tires would be newer by the end of his run, so I came in with about 3 laps left of fuel. And by that time I came out, he was in the same exact spot right ahead of me, and I definitely thought we were going to stay neck and neck, but a few cautions at the end there definitely kept everybody and put everybody in play there.
Wow, man, a solid effort to you here tonight. What a way to finish this one. We've had exciting finishes. We've had pit strategy calls. I think we had all of that here tonight. You were a big part of it. Great job here.
Thanks so much, man. It was fun racing.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
I'd like to thank Jeff Bodine for my paint scheme tonight, little retro throwback.
Awesome.
My uncle who's watching, who's Jeff Bodine, is actually his favorite racer, so I threw this on here. And my teammate Kyle Rochelle, who unfortunately got the EOL at the end there, but other than that, Claude put up a great race, and yeah, thanks to everybody.
All right, great job.
Thanks, buddy.
There's Tom Senchak, finishes in position number 2 here tonight. What a race up front. We're going to work our way down to victory lane. The driver of the 43, Mr. Furlan. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you. Beautiful race.
Tell us about that. Those last couple of restarts, you and Sylvan, the only guys up there that were on 12-lap old tires, and somehow you made it work. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am very worried because my tire is a little bit used. But my car is very good for the long run. It's okay.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the race where you fired off really well. The middle of the run, it looked like you struggled, but then at the tail end of that run, your car came back to life and you were able to get the lead back again. So the long run was good for you tonight.
Yes. No, I worked the setup with Sylvain and Manix. I worked the setup for the long run. The short run is more slow, but the long run is very, very good.
Well, we didn't have any long runs there at the end. How on earth did you hold on to that car on that last restart?
Yes. For the last start, yes, I love the three yellow. Very good for me.
Yeah. Now, coming down into turn 3 for on the white flag lap, Tom gave you a little shot in the bumper there, but you were still able to hold on. That had to raise the hair on the back of the neck a little bit.
Yes, I little Just a little bit touch my bumper, but okay, my car don't stay stable.
Awesome, man. Well, you've had fast cars all season long. You've ran up front, and it's great to see you pick up a win here at Dover. How about the folks that help you out on the 43 machine?
Oh, the focus for the championship. I missed one race in the middle season, but I think top 3.
Awesome. How about the sponsors on your car tonight?
Yes, my sponsor, Instadel, Instaled, Sylvain Joly, and Manix. My team is very good. Thank you, Sylvain Joly.
Hey, man, great job here tonight.
Thank you. Very good
right.
series.
Oh, thank you very much. We love having you a part of it, and you guys put on a great show for our fans tonight. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
All right, there's your winner. Claude Ferland picks up the big win here tonight. A thrilling finish here at Dover. If you didn't get to see the entire race, be sure to check out the G-Force TV YouTube page. That's youtube.com and search G-Force TV. That's where you can find all of our iRacing productions here with the Rivalz Elite Pro Series, as well as the G-Force Racing Leagues and the Rivalz Blacktop Series. Well, what a night, Brad, we've had here at Dover. A thrilling finish. We had a little bit of everything. We had fast cars have problems. We had the middle of the pack cars start jumping up and contending for that top spot. We had pit strategy. We had pit penalties. We had accidents. And at the end of the race, we had one driver rapping on the back bumper of the leader to try and win the race. And what a thrilling finish here from Dover. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight of the Rivalz Blacktop Series here at Dover. On behalf of Clinton Jeffrey, Adam Ross, and everybody here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series, for our executive producer here with 3-9 Productions, Brad Ovens, in the 3-9 Productions studios in Penn Yan. My name is Steve Ovens, the voice of the Rivalz Elite Pro Series and the Rivalz Blacktop Series, saying thank you for joining us. Congratulations again to Claude Ferland, winner here tonight at Dover. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everybody.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV Racing Leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.